2 days before Thanksgiving, my mom texted, "Your kids can't stay over. They eat too much. We need the guest room for your sister's angels." By the next Monday, my dad was on my doorstep waving receipts because his card declined. That's when it clicked. I wasn't helping. I was paying to be treated like a burden. I'm 34, a single mom with 2 boys who could demolish a cereal aisle. I'm also the oldest daughter, which in my family means I fix things and feel guilty. After my dad's knee surgeries, my mom cried and said, "Just until spring. You're the only one we can count on." So I set up an automatic $200 transfer every Saturday. Easy, quiet. At first, she texted receipts with heart emojis, then they slowed down and stopped. I didn't chase it because I didn't want to be the money police, and I kept telling myself it was groceries and meds. My younger sister has twins. She loves saying, "We all help in different ways." She brought a cheese board. I funded the fridge. The text came at 9:13 p.m. while my boys were splashing in the tub. I read, "Eat too much" 3 times, like the words might change. I called my mom, but she didn't pick up. Another text popped up. "It's just better this way. You can come early to help and go home after." I typed, "Are you serious?" Then deleted it and typed, "Okay." Thanksgiving itself was fine, dry turkey. Everyone smiling too hard. My boys ate 2 rolls, potatoes, and pie like normal kids, not locusts. At 7 p.m., I packed us up while my sister carried her twins upstairs like they were fragile china. My mom handed me 2 tiny leftover containers and said, "Just take pie, we need the rest here." On the drive home, my oldest asked, "Why can't we sleep at grandma's?" I said she needs rest, and hated how thin it sounded. I kept wondering when my kids became a problem I had to manage. Saturday, I stopped by my parents' house to return a jar. The fridge was packed, the exact store brand stuff I buy. I opened the junk drawer to leave a note and it stuck, then popped open. Inside was a bundle of receipts tied with a hair tie. I shouldn't have touched them. Why did my hands move anyway? Top receipt, $198 from last Saturday. Same store, same timing as my transfer. Then I saw another receipt and another. My hands went cold. I wasn't imagining anything. It wasn't helping with groceries. It was my money turning into a full fridge and kid snacks, while my boys were too much to sleep on the couch. I put the receipts back, walked out, and on my porch, I paused the transfer. Not canceled, just paused. 1 week, Monday morning, my dad pounded on my door like it was an emergency. I opened the door in pajamas. The receipts shook in his fist, crumpled and angry. "What did you do?" he snapped. He shoved the papers at me like evidence. "Your mother was humiliated. Her card kept declining at the store." I stepped outside and pulled the door mostly shut. My boys were still asleep behind me. "You stopped the transfer," he said. "We shop on weekends. Mondays are tight." Then, like he was reading a script, he added, "You don't do this to your parents." Heat climbed my neck, but my voice stayed low. "You don't do what you did to my kids," I said. "You told them they can't stay because they eat too much." He flinched. She didn't mean it. I stared at him and felt that old instinct smooth it over. Fix it, try to rise. I swallowed it. "I saw the receipts," I said. "I saw the fridge. I recognized my groceries." Then I said the sentence I'd been avoiding. "If my kids aren't welcome, my money isn't either." That afternoon, I dropped off a box of basics with a note, "I love you. Let's talk." My mom opened the door and said, "Why do you always make drama?" I said, "I paused one transfer after paying every week for a year." She admitted my sister's twins were easier and my boys were a lot. I said, "Then you can have less mess and less money." That night, my dad asked me to come by just me. He sat at the table with a yellow pad and finally said it. "We got used to you saving us and that isn't fair." He wrote a list, gas, co-pays, basics, and pushed it toward me. "No more automatic," he said. "If you help, it's specific." Looking back, that was the first time I felt seen. I kept the transfer paused. When my dad needed something, he texted the list and I sent what I could, with a note for what it was. A week later, my mom texted, "Are we okay?" I typed, "We're okay when my kids are okay." Hours passed, then she wrote, "They can stay over next time. I'll make pancakes." I replied, "When we're invited, we'll come. When we're not, we won't." Boundaries didn't make it painless. They just made it real. Would you have paused the money too, or kept paying to keep the peace?